Can a sponsored video ever truly be honest? No. But I think they're worth doing anyway. Let me tell you why. Sponsored videos, that is content that creators get paid to make, has been a big topic lately. Jake the Garden Snake just made a really good video about it. Ian, Big Rock Moto made one just last week, actually, after I'd written the script, so it may look like I'm copying him, but it's actually been on my mind too. I think that's for good reason. Ads on YouTube and YouTube ad revenue have been a big topic lately, with YouTube blocking all of the ad blockers and just a lot of different things they're doing, changes they're making, and so people are definitely cognizant of all these things going on, and so it seemed like a good time to talk about my sponsored philosophy as well as the new year hitting 100,000 subscribers. People's anger over sponsored content and the idea of quote-unquote influencers, and I hate that term, getting paid to make content angers people for three main reasons, I feel like. The first, just a general distrust of advertising and paid recommendations, and we are bombarded with different varying levels of honesty in advertising. Advertising is everywhere. Your phone is listening to you. So like, none of us love advertising at this point. It's gotten obnoxious to where it's become more than a necessary evil and kind of become an evil. People generally are just tired of seeing ads everywhere they go. Another reason I think that people are mistrustful of sponsored content is that influencers lie and promote products they don't care about and haven't used in order to make a buck. You've been burned before and you don't like it. People will promote things they've never actually used, things that have nothing to do with their content. They'll pretend to love some weird mobile game just to get you to sign up so they can make a buck, and that feels disingenuous. That feels like you're being misled and lied to. And the third reason I think people get mad about sponsored content or they don't like it is because of a fundamental misunderstanding of how content creators make money. So YouTube pays us. Like, I get paid when an ad shows on the video, you see it, I get paid for that. I also get like a tiny sliver, like 0.00 something cents every time you watch a video if you have YouTube Premium. But for most people, the YouTube ad revenue is not the majority of their income. It's the first income stream you build, but as you grow your channel, it becomes the least important one. And that's one, just because there are more opportunities elsewhere, and two, because we don't trust YouTube not to change it on us because they've done it a bunch of times, and so it's important to diversify. The vast majority of most or many influencers' revenue comes from affiliate links, that is, I say this product's really good, click my link, and sponsored content. That's when the revenue stream really starts to take off. So that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. They think that we're all rolling in the money because we have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. Everyone has affiliate links. You'd be stupid not to. If people are buying things based on your recommendations, it makes sense for you to get a cut. It's no different than a salesman in a store recommending something to you and then getting paid for it. Most YouTubers are doing it to make money, or at least they need to make money to survive, and so that's an easy passive way to gain income without changing whatever it is that you're doing. The other thing people don't understand is that we're required by law to disclose any material connections with brands. It's why you hear me say this video is sponsored by at the beginning of every sponsored video. It's why I'm always talking about this company sent me this, not to brag or rub it in your face, but because I'm legally required to tell you when I have a reason to potentially be biased towards a company because they sent me something for free. Also, that pop-up you get at the beginning of the video, you know, this video contains sponsored content. We're supposed to use that anytime there's a material connection to a brand. Some influencers are bad at this. Some are downright deceptive and they lie. Jake had a great example in his video of a bunch of people who got sponsored by Ruroc and were getting paid to wear their helmets in their videos, but never mentioned that they were getting paid to wear Ruroc helmets in their videos. That's dishonest, and I make it my mission to tell you every time I have a material connection with a brand, not just because legally I'm required to, but because it's the right thing to do. Admittedly, I've done less than ideal sponsored content in the past. There was a lot of backlash to the e-bike reviews I did last year. I mostly did those just because I wanted to get an e-bike to play with and actually use it to walk the dog. But I can see why something like that, so outside of what we normally do, seems like kind of a shill, kind of a, I'm just shoving this thing down your throat. It's not relevant to the channel at all. It's one of the things that led to the apology video and the new direction of the channel. The channel mission is inspire, educate, and empower, and I had to find a way to make sponsored content fit that mission or do away with it entirely. So here's what I've come up with. This is my sponsored philosophy. I will only promote products that are relevant to the audience, mostly camping and motorcycle gear, but occasionally like action camera YouTube stuff, because I have a small but dedicated portion of my audience here that really appreciates those and is interested in making content themselves. No Nord VPN, Raid Shadow Legends, or boner pills, although Based on my YouTube demographics, I'm guessing a lot of you would be interested in boner pills. And I'll only work with companies that I believe in. So Giant Loop, Cyclops, Motocamp Nerd, these are businesses where I know the owners personally, they make great products, and I truly believe they're worthy of your support. I'd be promoting them anyway, so partnerships are just gravy. I get paid to do what I'd be doing. I get paid to promote something that I would already be saying, this is a good product, you should buy it. I will not promote products that are garbage. If something sucks, I don't do the video. That loses me money, so be it. I don't care. If a company sends me a product and says, we want to pay you to review this, and I use it and it sucks, I'm not going to recommend it to you. Why? Because all I have is my credibility. My entire livelihood is based on you all trusting me and believing that I mean what I say. So lying or misrepresenting or tricking you into buying a product that then fails on you means you'll never trust me again, and I have no interest in doing that. I'm not going to screw that up. Your trust is my greatest asset. I have no interest in messing that up. The other thing I will try to do is minimal interruptions. I try to post sponsored content as third videos in a week, so you always get two, and I try to post it as an extra video when I have one. That's not always gonna be possible just because of time constraints, but that is something I'm striving to do. I don't ever want sponsored content to take away from your regularly scheduled content. And the last thing, my philosophy, my promise to you, is full disclosure and transparency. I will always tell you if a company sent me something for free, and I will always tell you if I got paid to make the video by saying this video was sponsored by. Again, not just because I'm legally required to, but because it's the right thing to do. Some people don't do sponsored content at all, and that's great for them. Good for you. I admire your conviction, I really do, but I think you're leaving money on the table, and you don't have to be dishonest to do sponsored content. I need to do sponsored content for a few reasons. One, people think that you make a lot of money on YouTube if you have a decent number of subscribers. And I'm not destitute, but I make as much as I used to, or a little more as I used to as a teacher, but only because I have Giant Loop paying me to make videos for their channel. So it's a second income stream. That's really my day job, and making YouTube videos for you is a side hustle, although they're probably equal-ish at this point. I get literally 5 emails a day asking me to promote stuff from personal hygiene products to toothbrushes to luggage and so many battery packs and so many e-bikes. I'm comfortable enough in my income that I don't need to take every video that comes along, and in fact I turn down quite a few, but not so comfortable that I can afford to give up opportunities when they arise that make sense for the channel. So a lot of people think a sponsorship buys a positive review, and that may be the case on some channels, but on mine, my philosophy is all paying me does is guarantee you a spot on my calendar. I have a lot of videos I can make, I have a lot of content I can make, and I have unlimited videos I can make because all I have to do is go ride and record it, and that's a new video. So when you pay me, or when a company pays me to make a video, it just carves out a spot on the calendar for them, and I'm dedicated to making them a video that week. They're just reserving space. If I get paid to review a product that I don't like I said, I will tell the company and I will send it back and I won't make the video, period. It's why you don't ever see negative reviews, at least not sponsored negative reviews, because I just don't make the video if the product is bad. I'll always come up with pros and cons for everything. You're never gonna hear this is a perfect product, unless it is, but there hasn't been one yet. I'm always trying to figure out things, pain points, issues, things that could be improved on products when I review them, whether I get paid or not. I have lost out on money in the past on videos I've refused to do because the product wasn't good, and I won't lie or misrepresent myself even in a paid video. My integrity is my biggest asset, and I'm not gonna risk it for a little bit of money in my pocket. But Dork, how can you not be influenced to give a more positive review when you get something free or a company is paying you? Honest answer, I can't. Nobody can. I try, of course, but subconscious bias is a thing that exists. Which is why I will always tell you when something is sponsored or when I got a product for free, or make sure to mention anything that could possibly influence my opinion, such as if I review a Giant Loop product, which I haven't done yet because of this reason, I will fully disclose that I get paid by them to run their YouTube channel. That makes me biased towards the company in a positive way, but it also means I have more experience with their products than just about anyone. You need to know both of those things so that you can decide whether or not to listen to my opinion. It's why I'm so transparent on this channel, or try to be. All of my opinions, all of my advice, recommendations, etc. are filtered through my personal subjective experiences. The more you know about those and who I am as a person, the more you can decide if or how much my opinion is relevant to you. There are lots of channels out there that only review products they buy. Great, proud of you. You still have biases. Everyone has biases. Experienced campers and riders evaluate things differently than newbies. Likewise, your personal needs are going to be influenced by your personal experiences. What's right for a world traveler like Grace may not make sense for a weekend warrior like me. Previous good or bad experiences with a company might color your perception. Maybe a product has the same name as your ex-boyfriend or your high school bully worked at REI. All of those things have a subconscious impact on your opinions. You just have to be as aware of them as possible so you can account for them when making your decisions. All I can do is make my biases as clear as possible to allow you to make the most informed decision possible. This includes whether or not I was compensated in some way to make the video. My opinion or influence should not be the sole deciding factor when you're deciding whether or not to buy or use a product. It should be one data point in your overall research deciding if this thing makes sense for you personally. If you're similar to me, my opinion may be relevant. If you're nothing like me, my opinion will be irrelevant regardless of whether or not I got paid to make the video. You should always consider my personal biases when deciding whether or not to even listen to me in the first place. That is literally the point of this video. So is all of this just a justification for being a money-grubbing shill? Well, I guess that's up to you to decide. The fact is, the content that you enjoy for free isn't free to create. I spent years building this channel, and I don't think it's crazy out of line to expect to be able to make money to support my family and cover my costs so I can keep creating content for you. If I can partner with a company to get paid to recommend something I would have recommended anyway, well, that just seems like a win-win to me. Only you can decide if you want to listen to my recommendations or if you think they're influenced by personal biases or financial considerations. It's why I try and share who I am as a person so that you can understand the lens through which these recommendations are being filtered. This includes whether or not I'm being compensated to put a product in front of you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to buy Nord VPN brand boner pills. Sponsored by Nord VPN boner pills. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Don't forget to be excellent and honest with each other. Thank you.
Excellent!